Who are you with?
I'm the CEO of the SARTA Regional Transit Authority in Canton, Ohio.
And what brings you here today?
What we're doing here today is we're launching a partnership with Ohio State University and ourselves, which is putting into service the state of Ohio's first hydrogen fuel cell bus, and it'll be operating on the campus of Ohio State.
How long has this bus been around? How long has it been operating?
This bus is literally brand new. It came off the line about 2 weeks ago and shipped here. It was actually built in Riverside, California.
Okay. So is this the first bus of this kind in the state that's going to be operating the way it does?
This will be the first fuel cell bus in regular service in the state of Ohio. This is actually one of the first buses in east of Mississippi. The vast majority of them are deployed in California. This is going to be the first of 10. When we have all 10, we'll be the third largest fuel cell fleet in the country and the largest outside the state of California.
So where else are we going to see these buses?
You'll see them here in Columbus, and then you'll see them in Canton.
Okay, so, and can you go through the numbers again? So how many are going to be operating in Canton?
There'll be 10 altogether.
Okay.
There's one that's here at Ohio State. There's a second one that's actually being tested now at FTA's, the Federal Transit Administration's Test Center at Penn State University in Pennsylvania.
So what is this bus? Is this the future of public transit? Is that what we're seeing?
I think this is the future of all transportation. Fuel cell, zero emission vehicles is really the future of what we're seeing. Toyota announced by the year 2050 they will not build internal combustion engines at all anymore, and they're banking the future on fuel cells. And I think that's why we're trying to position Ohio as a leader in this industry as the new wave of transportation technology takes place.
Why is it important to invest in this kind of technology, to support this kind of technology?
What we're doing with Ohio State and the Center for Automotive Research is really pushing forward the R&D in making sure that we're in a leadership position as all vehicles transition to electric drive motors. So we want to make sure Ohio continues our leadership position in this industry.
And why is that important to continue that?
Ultimately, it's job creation. We've already talked to other companies that want to locate here to Ohio to build potential plants and that kind of stuff. So this is really about economic development and jobs in the state.
Is there any sort of environmental?
Well, if you're talking about 35% of all greenhouse gases comes from transportation. So if we can move to a zero emission bus, you're talking about zero. This has no particulate matter, no exhaust whatsoever. The only thing that comes out of it is water as the exhaust. And actually, some of us earlier today, as part of this press conference, drank the water that came out of it. So it's zero. There's no emissions. And I think with Ohio being the sixth largest polluter in the country, as us adopting this zero emission and clean technology is important for not only for our environment, but our health too.
What the water tastes like?
It tastes like water.
Hey, can you give me a basic, dumbed-down, non-scientific explanation of how this fuel cell works? How do you refuel it?
Sure. It refuels. It just locks on almost like any other type of gas, even like the gas in your house. So it just locks onto a nozzle on it. The hydrogen is compressed into the tanks. And then what happens, the hydrogen goes into a fuel cell, which is where the hydrogen combines with oxygen, and it releases an electron, and that electron is then what powers the vehicle. It generates electricity.
Okay, so you're attaching a hydrogen tank, essentially. That's
right. On the top of the bus, there's actually 8 tanks that carry up to 50 kilograms of hydrogen on board the bus, and that hydrogen then goes into the fuel cell, which makes up electricity.
And what's the range on this? How long can this run?
If it's on a full 50 kilograms, it can run up to 270, 300 miles.
Okay. How fast can it go?
It can go as fast. It can go over the speed limit. The one thing about
it can go on the highway.
Oh yeah. It's a full range vehicle. It can do anything a diesel bus can. Actually, with it being electric drive, it can go 0 to 50 very fast, because if you put your foot into it, that's the thing about electric motor. It takes off right now. And so if you've ever been on a golf course with a golf cart and you press the accelerator all the way down, it takes off. The same thing with this vehicle. It's very, very quick to take off, and it runs very fast. If you actually ride the bus, you would hear the air conditioning is actually louder than the motor itself.
How many buses are in your fleet total?
We have 100 buses altogether, but we'll have 10 fuel cell buses by probably the middle of 2018.
And what's an average bus in your system? How many miles is it going per day?
we designed them to have about 250 mile range, so this will meet our duty cycle.
Oh, okay, so one bus, one fuel that would last a whole day for you on the routes or whatever.
It may go anywhere from 10 to 16 hours a day,
okay,
depending on the route or whatever.
Okay.
Sure. Well, the one thing about this is a part of a research program, so these buses here are not cheap. This is about a $2 million bus. Comparable, that CNG bus back there is probably about $600,000. The reason it's more expensive, if you think about when large screen TVs came out, they were very expensive. Now you can go to Walmart and get one out of a vending machine for a quarter. And we're seeing the same thing happen with this as we start getting more and more vehicles being produced. The price points come down. We've actually probably cut this in half where it was a couple years ago. And we think we're going to get this under about close to the target is about $800,000, which is about the price of a standard hybrid. So we're seeing the price come down. It'll be a much more affordable for transit systems and all that, but people to buy. And you see the same kind of price reductions happening in the automobile market right now.
What's the hydrogen cost to run this?
Right, we have a contract with Air Products. When we're done building our station, it's going to be about $5 a kilogram, which that equates to a gallon of gasoline, so to speak. But if you see the natural gas bus is parked behind the fuel cell bus, it's about 3.8 to 3.9 miles per gallon. The fuel cell bus is getting about 9. So you're seeing a doubling of the miles per gallon at the same time that has zero emissions. So it's really a win-win for everything to look at it, fuel efficiency and pollution.